gonna show you how to give a bath the Hunter's Court Farm style. So first we're gonna look at everything we have here. His feet we already painted before we started this. We painted them with Ethel, with a brush, and that prevents any of the moisture from getting down into his feet. So you always wanna paint their feet before you give them a bath, always. We also have the Betulin bath, it's the shampoo. I already mixed it in the bucket. You put about 3 or 4 ounces in and then put some warmish water in the bucket. And Abigail will come over here and look at about how much I have in there. And then we have Quicksilver. This is for his white spots. We have mane and tail conditioner that we're gonna put on there as we go. A sponge, a sweat scraper, a brush, and a mane comb for when we're done. Moisturizer for when we're done. Mane and tail, it's actually this stuff, but it's a leave-in style that we're gonna put on his mane and tail when we're done. And then a super body shine. We'll go through each of them step by step. So first, you paint his feet, as we did. And then we're gonna get him wet. You always wanna start with the front leg. Put the water on the ground first. Make sure it's the right temp, which I already got it ready. I'm gonna start with the bottom of his leg, and you'll see what the Ethel does on his foot. It repels the water right off of it, so it can't soak into their hoof wall. That's why we use it. So you'll start with the leg, you'll go all the way up, and you'll go to their chest. Make sure you get the inside of the other leg while you're over here. And then you'll go up to his shoulder, and so forth. And again, you can see the water just pouring right off his hoof. That's what we want. And make sure you get their mane really good, all the way up. Okay. And you want to keep spraying until all that white and dirt stops, because you don't want to be bathing them when they have all this extra pouring off of them. You want all that rinsed out before you even put the soap on them. So it takes a little while to rinse them. And then you just keep spraying back. Over, under his belly. Gotta make sure every part of him is wet. And then you want to get between his legs back here. You'll lift their tail, get all the way. You'll lift their tail, get all the way back in there. You'll see all that dirt running off of him. And then you want to get his tail soaking wet too. I'm going to do this side more and do the other side, and then we'll be right back. Okay, he's all rinsed off. I just changed it to shower mode so it's a little lighter on him. And I'm going to do his head. Spray that. Now some horses are really bad about this. If you're not sure if your horse is good about it or not, ask me, Abigail, or Nicole, and we'll tell you. And if they're really bad, we can help you get it done. Good boy. So now we're going to always start with the white first. So this is where we use our Quicksilver. And before you start, make sure you get some of the water off of his legs so it doesn't run the Quicksilver right off of it. And then I just put it right on my hands and make it purple. And you'll see a lot of dirt and stuff still coming off of it when we make it purple. And you'll let this soak the entire time you're bathing. And if your horse has a white blaze or any white on their face, use it on their heads too. Make them bright white. And see how I keep rubbing until it comes off a little cleaner? Because his spots are really dirty. There we go. And then we'll be back when we're ready to do his body. The socks are purple. We're going to leave them to soak the whole time we're bathing. We're actually going to do his mane and tail next with our mane and tail conditioner. And normally it's in a smaller bottle, but I just don't have that right now. So I'm just gonna put a bunch in my hands and run it through his tail. And it'll take quite a bit to get a good amount in here soaking. Just run it together until you can feel it all the way through. Especially their tail head, they get really dry. So make sure all of that's through. And like I said, it'll use quite a bit to get it really, really good. And I just keep going until I can feel it all the way through his tail. Okay, and then we'll go do the same thing to his leg. I'll put your head down. And again, just making sure you get every bit of it. Okay, now we're gonna let that soak. And we'll start over here. And I always start with their legs. And work my way up. And you want to scrub pretty hard. Make sure you really get it all off. Behind your ears. Their chest. We're going to just do his head while we're up here. Under his halter. Nose. You'll just go in circular motions all over his body. Behave. Make sure you get their bellies between their front legs. And if your horse has fungus, like a bunch of them get on their legs, you'll want to use a fungus shampoo for those parts. Especially like through here, he doesn't have any. And on their elbows, he doesn't have any there either. But you'll want to use a fungus shampoo there to help kill that off. Scrub between his legs back here. Everyone's favorite part. Scrub the legs. Obviously, you don't need to scrub the socks that are soaked. And there we go. Now we'll let this side soak, and we'll be back when it's time to rinse. You gotta get on top of their rump here really good, because you'll see the dirt will just keep coming. And a lot of times I like to spray backwards. That really gets the dirt to come up. But then you gotta spray it back down so it actually runs off the horse. And you'll see how much better that looks. Much better. And then we'll do his tail between his legs. Our tail, same thing. You can see all that soap, conditioner coming off, and it's so soft and silky. That's what we want. And this will take a little while to get all of the soap out, but it's really soft. And you'll just keep running down until it's all gone. Okay, so I'm gonna keep working on rinsing his whole body, finishing his tail. Same thing with his mane. You'll just keep rinsing until it's all out. And then we'll be back to do the after bath stuff. Okay, so I've been rinsing him for probably 10 minutes to make sure all of the soap is off. And now you can see when I spray him, it doesn't come off white or like soap anymore like it was when I started. And it took a long time, probably 10 minutes I've been working until I don't see any soap come off of him. If you leave soap on them, they get itchy and dandruffy just like we do. So you have to make sure the water comes off looking like this by the time you're done. And it'll take a while. Okay? And now the sponge in the bucket, Abigail can show you that. I've already cleaned that. Just rinsed it off and sprayed it out. I'll use your sweat scraper. And then you'll get all that excess water off. And you use your hand to do their legs. And some horses are more sensitive than others, but typically you compress decently hard to get all the water off of them. And you can see already how great his socks look. Okay. Now we're going to use a little, remember this is actually mane and tail leave-in conditioner. And we're just going to spray a little throughout his mane and tail. You can put a little on your hand. Make sure you get their forelock too. His isn't very big. And same thing with the tail. Spray it around through. There we go. And then we're going to take, this is just called moisturizer. It comes in a concentrate in a pink bottle. And you mix 1 part of the moisturizer with 8 parts of water. If any of you have questions on what it is, I can obviously show you. And it's at Equus has it. And this I spray in their manes and tails too. And this I also use before and after I ride. So they get the moisturizer a couple times a day. And see, he lets you spray them in the head. Some horses don't. You want to spray it all over their body. And it makes them smell good. And helps them not get so dandruffy and dry skin. So now I'll use my comb. Put your head down. What are you doing? His name is Super Silky. And you can see how nice his tail is going to be. Oh, I guess his tail is extremely soft. We did a good job. It is brushable. Sometimes they're not brushable right after, but his tail's amazing right now. So it is brushable. But if it's all hard to brush, like the comb doesn't slide through, don't brush it until it's dry so you don't rip their tail out. And then we'll use our brush. And you want to brush that moisturizer into his coat while he's wet. All over. Same thing with his head. We'll use our Super Body Shine. Again, we'll do it just like the moisturizer all over. If you're at a horse show, do their mane to the top of the tail. It's too hard for the braiders. But on a normal basis, spray everything. And this helps their coat get really shiny, and it helps to keep the dust and dirt, it repels it off of them. It doesn't help, or doesn't let manure stains get as deep in them. And then same thing, we'll brush this in him, just like we did the moisturizer. But I'll do that off video. I'll just show you our last step here. Get a towel, and you're gonna rub their faces, because their faces you can't really sweat scrape, and they get itchy with the dripping water. And this helps to get that last little bit of dirt off of them too. And they usually love this because they are itchy. And you really want to get these crevices because this is where most of the horses get fungus. So get those really good. And you want to get behind their ears. You want to get their actual ears. And then to clean their ears, you'll just use baby oil and clean in there with a towel or a wipe of some sort. Make sure the inside of their ears stay clean. So you'll do that with his face. And the other thing you'll do before you put your horse away is you will dry their legs. And you'll keep scrubbing until from the knee down or the hock down, their legs are dry. Okay, and once their legs are dry, then they can go back in their stalls. They can go back in their stall if their body's a little wet, that's no big deal. The legs cannot be wet, it grows fungus. But other than that, if it's cold out, you want to put an anti-sweat sheet. Right now it's 70 degrees, you will not need one. And other than that, that's how you give a bath the Hunter Court farm style. That's it.